Good evening and salutations, my Days of Last fans. I'll keep this as short and brief as possible as far as this review goes, because to be honest, I really did not enjoy this episode. Mostly because I felt like the episode was just way too long. Usually, the best episodes of Days that I've noticed is when they keep it around 30 to 36 something minutes, right? Because this episode definitely had a lot of pacing issues. Eric seeing Holly, for the most of the part, he was just kind of standing there, just kind of like staring at her and just doing these little soft touches here and there and saying as few words and far between as possible. Just felt like the episode was dragging, right? Brady and Teresa, which, by the way, I've said this before. Every scene with Teresa just falls flat, and it's probably my biggest gripe so far, or probably among my biggest gripes so far on Days. But even they scene kind of just dragged on, them sitting there playing the blame game, her sitting there sniffing chocolate like a weirdo. It was just like, and I get the realism as far as parents sitting there blaming themselves for the kids' mistakes, wishing they could sit there and do better, but for 40 minutes of it, nah, it went on way too long. I'm glad to see that EJ is starting to think that maybe he might have messed up. Of course, anything happens to Tate, I don't give a damn how bad his conscience is. That's on him. That's on him. But him and Nicole talking about Holly and her drunken night, and you know, Nicole sitting there thinking maybe she might have been in stuff that I didn't know about. They always sit there and say that Mary Jane is usually a gateway into other things a lot of times. So, when EJ was like, could I have got it wrong? Bro, it's already too late for that. Like, his whole time it's sitting there acting like a super Karen. Nah, bro, you can miss me with that. Towards the end, it almost looked like, Holly was going to sit there and open up her eyes when Eric and Nicole and EJ was sitting there praying for her. The scene with Chad and Alex, the only thing I could sit there and say that's one of the things I could sit there and say is whenever Stephanie's not involved, those men generally tend to get along. That's something that I've noticed. They generally tend to get along when Stephanie's not involved. I'm just gonna put that out there. But you know, Alex opening up, talking about how he is messing things up with Tate. I mean, messing things up with Teresa. Which, you know, the thing is with Alex and Teresa's situation is it's just generally problems, and for both parties. From when a man wants to sit there and try to get involved with a woman who has a child by somebody else, and when a woman decides they're ready to sit there and start dating, but also having a child with someone else, you tend to deal with a lot of muddy waters. Alex is there thinking that he's trying to help by getting the best possible representation, asking her questions like, kids don't really always sit there and tell you everything. It's a very messy and muddy balancing situation. And I've seen a lot of comments just saying, well, Alex needs to sit there and know his place. But the thing is, it's very difficult because you're trying to be a very supportive person. You don't want to sit there and be like, oh, well, whatever stuff that you got going on with your kids, that's on you. And if you want to sit there and talk to me about it, it's fine. It almost will come across if you step back too far, it almost becomes like you're not really interested in what she's going on with her problems and how it's affecting her. But if you're too close, then people sit there saying, well, you're butting in a family matter that doesn't concern you. So what is exactly the balance, right? This is why, again, often, men are very hesitant when they are dating a woman with kids because the lines get very blurry, and even if you're sitting there thinking that you are towing the line, you could be stepping over the line, or you cannot, or you could sit there and feel like you're not being concerned enough and not caring enough and not being supportive enough. So it's a very muddy and messy situation in general. Um, Lucas, back and forth. Will he or won't he be an informant? We already knew the answer, right? But they had to sit there and kind of drag it out for 40 something minutes. And again, this is why days generally tend to thrive when it's between 30 and 36 minutes because you cut out half of the stuff. Like I said, the pacing issues was just a huge problem. And ultimately, he decided to be an informant because, he misses his family. He feels like his family misses him. Kate has reservations. And Lucas had good reservations at the beginning. He talked about how somebody told and they got shanked. They were in a body bag. So he's like, bro, I'm just going to sit there and keep my head down and just do my time. Now, is that the wise choice? Yes. Is the most entertaining choice? No. Which is why he went for option number two. I don't know. I felt like I could have enjoyed this episode a lot better. It wasn't so damn long, you know? I get that not everything is going to be action and fast paced and super dramatic and stuff like that, but 40 something minutes just seemed like it took forever to sit there and finish. Once I knew, how long the clock was going to be, I was like, oh god damn it! It's like I already knew this was going to take forever. So, not exactly the best episode to be honest. It really wasn't. It wasn't the worst, but I'll sit there and say this much: if you're gonna watch it, just get a snack or something. That's the best advice I could sit there and give you. But that's pretty much all I have. If I missed anything, come to the live stream tonight. We'll sit there and talk about it more in detail and stuff like that. As well as the other soaps: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young and the Restless. Um, if you're not a member, make sure you become one. Goal this year is 200 memberships, but I say that because I really believe in it, and I'm thinking of more perks I'm going to be snipped at doing to add to that membership because I really want it to be worth it for a lot of people. The exclusive live streams, we have a lot of fun. The exclusive videos, the first take videos that I put out for members first before I put out for everyone else, and of course the monthly member shout outs where I sit there and thank each and every single person for being a member. So I'm going to be I'm going to be snipped there working on adding some more stuff too, as well as that. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.